Number 10, the 1997 Suzuki TL1000S. I really like it because of how it looks, but I put it in 10th place because it only has a V-twin engine, and it's less powerful, but also it had a tendency to do tank slappers, but that's fine because it looks very cool, and it's a Suzuki, which I really enjoy. It also had a 996cc 90-degree V-twin engine, which was liquid-cooled and fuel-injected, and it had 4 valves per cylinder. It also had 125 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 103 Newton meters of torque, or 76 foot-pounds of torque, and it had a 6-speed transmission. Number 9, the 1996 Suzuki GSXR 750. I really like it because it's a Suzuki and it has a 750cc inline 4 engine, which was liquid cooled, and it had 16 valves. It also had 126 horsepower at 12,000 RPM, and it has 59.3 foot-pounds of torque, or 80.5 Newton meters of torque at 10,000 RPM. The transmission was a 6-speed constant mesh transmission, and the dry weight was 395 pounds, or 179 kilos, which is pretty good. It also looks very nice, as you can see, and yeah, the overall design is very good, and that's why I like it. Number 8, the 1994 Ducati 916. I really like it because of the 916cc L twin engine. I would have put it the GSXR 750 before. I would have put that one in number 8, but the reason why I didn't is because of the way this Ducati looks. It looks very nice. It had 109 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 66 foot-pounds of torque at 7,000 RPM. The 6-speed transmission, it was 195 kilos, or 430 pounds. It had fuel injection. And the reason why I put it in number 8 is really because of how it looks. Because if it was just about the engine, I would have put it in a less good place than this. But I really like the Ducati look of the 90s. Number 7, the 1998 Honda VFR100. I really like it because of the V4 engine, which was 782 cc's. And it's cool that it's a V4 because at the time it was different and it was more rare. It also sounds very good. It looks a little less good, but it's still pretty cool with the 6-speed transmission. And yeah, cool motorcycle because of its engine. Number 6, the 1991 Yamaha FZR100 X-Up. I really like it because of the 1000cc inline 4 engine with 5 valves per cylinder. It also had an X-Up system, an exhaust ultimate power valve, which was a valve that modulates back pressure for improved mid-range torque and top-end power. It also had 145 horsepower at 10,000 RPM and 78.8 foot-pounds of torque at 8,500 RPM. It also accelerated from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.9 seconds, and the top speed was 170 miles an hour, which is pretty crazy for the time. And it also looks very cool. Number 5, the 1992 Honda CBR900RR Fireblade. I put it in number 5 because it's slower than the previous motorcycle, but I think it looks better. It had an 893cc inline 4 engine. It was very light, only weighing 185 kgs or 408 pounds, which was very good for its class. It had 4 valves per cylinder. It had 124 horsepower and 64.9 foot-pounds of torque. It also had a top speed of 164 miles an hour, or 264 kilometers an hour, and a 6-speed transmission. Number 4, the 1990 Kawasaki ZX11, also known as the ZZR 1100. It had a 1052cc inline-4 engine, which had 147 horsepower and 109.8 Newton meters of torque. It also was renowned for its top speed of 176 miles an hour, or 283 kilometers an hour, and it held the title of the fastest production motorcycle from 1990 to 1996. Number 3, one of my favorites, the 1998 Yamaha YZFR1. It had a 998cc inline-4 engine, and it was revolutionary for its design, which, as you can see, looks more like newer sport bikes, and that's why it was revolutionary, because it started all this new style. And it had 150 horsepower and a dry weight of 177 kg. It also had 108.3 Newton meters of torque at 8,500 RPMs. Number 2, the 1999 Suzuki GSX1300R, or the Suzuki Hayabusa. It had a 1300cc liquid-cooled inline-4 engine, which had 175 horsepower and 102 foot-pounds of torque. It had a 6-speed transmission and a dry weight of 480 pounds. Its top speed was 186 miles an hour, which is very crazy, and it's also 299 kilometers an hour. The first year of production was 1999, and it was one of the fastest motorcycles in the world at some point, beating the Honda, which is number 1. You will see right after. Number 1, the 1996 Honda CBR 1100XX Super Blackbird. The only reason I didn't put the Hayabusa in number 1 is because I prefer the design of the Honda. It had a 1137cc liquid-cooled inline-4 engine, which had 164 horsepower and 91.5 foot-pounds of torque. It had a 6-speed transmission, and it weighed 557 pounds wet. It had an aluminum frame, and its top speed was 178 miles an hour.